Hello there and welcome to today's video. I am so excited to talk about this topic. What I'm sharing with you today are some stretches and a little short yoga flow to help with any IT band pain or outer hip tension. But before we get into it, just to say hello, my name is Sydney, if you do not already know, and this is Sharing Calm. It is a YouTube channel where I do just that. I share the things that bring calm and balance into my life in hopes that they might bring some calm and balance into yours. So like I said, today we're going to be going through 3 poses that are really beneficial for the IT band. If you don't know what the IT band is, it's really just this part of the body that runs all the way from your feet to your hip. I'll insert some sort of anatomical image somewhere on the screen to help you out. These stretches are also good for the outer hips. The IT band runs through there. And for me, this is particularly exciting to share because these are the parts of my body where I struggled the most with pain. And typically pain comes up here for me when I'm overusing my legs, when I'm walking too much, carrying too much, when I'm hiking, when I'm overexerting them in ways of balance. So your IT band tends to work a lot when you're balancing on one leg or something like that. So hiking when you're walking on uneven surfaces, that kind of thing. Your IT band that runs up and down the leg is working a lot to keep your leg, planted so that it doesn't collapse and you don't fall over. I'm not an anatomy pro. I am learning a lot more about it, but my IT band is honestly something that I didn't know what it was until I had pain there. So if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then these stretches might be the first time that you bring awareness to these parts of the body. So I hope that this video helps you. I don't want to talk too much at the beginning. I tend to do that and blabber on. But hey, that's me for you. So what I'm going to do is go through the 3 poses one by one and kind of walk you through them in a little bit more detail. And then after I go through those 3 poses, I just have kind of combined them in a short little yoga flow so that you can use that yoga flow for yourself. Maybe as an example, something that I might do is use this yoga flow before a hike and then after a hike. But you might use this little tiny flow in the morning or in the evening before bed. Really can be used whenever, for whatever reason. So I hope that you get something from it, and let's get into it. I will meet you on your yoga mat or maybe just on your living room carpet. So the first pose that I'm going to demo for you today and teach you how to get yourself into safely is lying on our backs, or it's done lying on our backs rather. So come on down, and you can do this in your bed if it's too tough to get all the way down to the ground. But if you can't completely lie down, you could totally make this shape with your legs seated. I just find it a little bit easier in my body to lie down and do it. So you'll come to lie down. You can go ahead and hug your knees in for a moment if you haven't really done any movement yet today. And sway side to side. Maybe extend your legs out straight, flex your feet, hug your knees in once again. This isn't the pose, but just in case this is the first thing you're doing today, I want you to be a little bit prepared. Just shake your legs out a little bit. Wiggle your feet. All right, so now that we've got the wiggles and jiggles out, go ahead and bend your knees, plant the soles of your feet down on the ground. Take a deep exhale. Inhale. Just settling in. Letting gravity pull you down, ground you down. And then on your next inhale, you're going to extend your right leg and bring the sole of your feet to point towards the ceiling as much as possible. And your knee can be bent generously here, but this is just to get our right foot a little bit closer to us. Because the next thing we're going to do is bring the outsides of our right foot foot to the top of our left knee. And when we do that, we end up opening our right hip, opening it like a book. You could stay right here and get a lot of benefit from this stretch. You might use your right hand to push your right knee away. Pay attention to your right foot. Is it still active and flexed? Or have you let go? The more action in your right foot, the deeper this stretch will feel and the more that you're going to protect your knee, especially if you decide your body needs more to feel this stretch. If you feel this stretch right here, stay here. What do I mean by if you feel this stretch? So this is something that I'll say in each pose that we go into. And all that I mean is if you feel action in the muscle that we're stretching, and it feels like enough to hold your attention, hold your focus, but also it doesn't cause you to feel like you cannot breathe or it's causing you pain. You don't want that, but you also don't want to get bored and start thinking about your grocery list. So enough action in the muscle that your focus and attention is fully here, but not so much that you've lost control of your breath. And the muscle group, like I mentioned at the beginning, the muscle groups that we're aiming to stretch in these poses are our IT bands, or the outside of our hips. So that's what we're focusing on in all the poses here today. So same idea here, the outside of the right hip that is being opened up to the right. You should feel that stretch there. Now to take it a step further, you can go ahead and lift your left foot up off the mat and maybe weave your right hand behind your left thigh. Your left shin can hang loose or can be parallel to the mat. It might even feel nice to straighten it up. But that'll give you a stretch in the back of the left hamstring, which is awesome, but it's not the goal here. For me, it feels a little bit better to imagine that I'm pushing my left foot against a wall so that my right knee comes closer, which brings a really deep and beautiful stretch into the outside of my right leg. Another option is to bring the hands around the front of the left shin, but if you notice when you do that, your neck kind of curls up and your shoulders don't settle down fully, then take it a step back. You can always try it and step out. You might even need to go deeper than this to feel a stretch. So that might mean taking your arms and fully hugging them around your legs and then settling your shoulders down. See, for me, this is where, my neck gets all crunched up and my shoulders get all funky. So that's not going to be the one for me today. So I settle back a little bit. Try something new. Modify, explore, and settle in. When you come out of this stretch, do it slowly in the same way that we came in. So as you exhale, you can place the left foot down. Inhale to straighten the right leg and exhale to bring the sole of the right foot down next to the left. So we're going to go through the left side pretty quick once again. At the end of me going through these three poses, semi-fast, we're going to do like a little sequence flow to involve all of them. But this video is not really meant to be a practice per se, but more so just to guide you into doing these stretches safely so that you can do them on your own whenever you need them. So you can go ahead and inhale, extend your left leg, sole of the left foot towards the sky. Exhale to bend into the left knee and bring the outside of the left foot on top of the right thigh. You might stay here, you might push your left knee away from you. You might need to go a little bit deeper to feel the action in the outside of the left hip. You might not, so you can stay here if that is you today, right now. But your next option could be to bring the right knee in close to your chest, bringing your hands behind the right thigh. Just breathing here. Paying attention to if your shoulders and neck have lifted up and trying to settle them down. Staying flexed through both feet. And same idea, trying out options a couple of steps deeper, playing around with it, seeing what's available to you today. And to come out of this, you'll exhale to place the sole of the right foot down to the mat. Inhale, straightening through the left leg, and exhaling to bring the sole of the left foot down to the mat. So that is our first pose. Let's get into our second one. All right, so the second pose that I'm going to walk you through today is a seated twist. So this is really yummy, not only in the outsides of our hips, but also through our entire spinal column. So what we're going to do is just take a seat on our sit bones and go ahead, and you might have to grab the fleshy parts of your bottom and pull them aside so that you can be firmly rooted down through those sit bones, and extend your legs straight out in front. Bend into your right knee and bend into your right leg, right knee, same idea. Go ahead and cross that over if that feels right. If it doesn't, just bring it inside the left knee. Then what you're going to do wherever you are is bring your left arm around your knee. Inhale to sit up tall, and exhale to swing your right arm out and behind you. Inhaling, sitting up tall once again. You may have collapsed. And that is really where I end up feeling this stretch the most, is the taller I sit, the more I pull my elbow in and hug that knee in strongly. Less about cranking into the twist, but more about lengthening. Lengthening the IT band, lengthening our bones, expanding our breath through our muscles. And just breathing. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring just your gaze forward. Then exhale to untwist and unravel, straightening your legs both out once again. Wiggling your toes, shaking out your legs before we move to the other side. This time bending into our left leg. Placing the sole of our foot on the inside of our knee, or maybe on the outside. Taking our right arm to wrap around our left knee, inhaling to sit up tall, exhaling to twist, inhaling to sit up even taller, exhaling, breathe, expand, lengthen, and just breathe. On your next inhale, bring your gaze forward, exhaling to unravel, unbend the knee, and shake out your legs. So that's our second stretch for you to play around with on your own. Let's hop into stretch number 3. All right, so the third stretch that we're going to do is a standing stretch. So what I want you to do is to stand up tall, inhale, lift your arms out and up to the sky, and then exhale to hinge at the hips, coming into a forward fold. Now your feet can be hips distance apart or flush together, whatever feels right there, just in terms of balance, because if you need a little bit more stability, your feet can be wider. If you want to test your balance a little more, your feet can be close together, but this pose is not about balance. It is about stretching the full length of our IT band. So you'll exhale, shake the head out, let it loose. Really let it go. And on your next inhale, go ahead and straighten through the right leg. Plant your left hand down, or maybe just your fingertips right in the middle, and bring your right arm out and up to the sky above you. Something to note here is you really don't have to be folded deeply. You might be thinking, I can't touch the ground, so how am I supposed to do this? Your forward fold might be, here. So then same idea though. You're going to straighten into the leg and lift your right arm. Open. Maybe your arm doesn't lift. Maybe it comes to the outer hip. Focusing on lengthening, pulling like a bow and arrow, pulling that IT band open and filling it with awareness and breath. On an exhale, go ahead and drop down into your forward fold once again. Inhale, flatten the back, lift your gaze slightly. Hands can come to your thighs, shins, wherever. And exhale, forward fold, other side. On an inhale, go ahead and straighten through the left leg, bringing the right hand or right fingertips down as you inhale and bring that left arm out and up. Once again, you might be up here resting on the knee. And your hand might not be in the air, it might just be on your outer hip. It might not even be all the way on the outer hip. You might just be working with straightening the leg and gazing over. Exhale, coming into a forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, go ahead and let yourself come out of that whatever way feels safe for you. So those are our 3 poses that I love for specifically strengthening and stretching out my IT bands and my hips after I've been using them a lot. And that usually comes from hiking a lot, walking a lot, standing a lot, that kind of a thing. So I just have like a really, really short flow to combine those 3 together. Nothing too crazy. So if you would like to, whether you have a yoga mat or not, start standing with me. Bring your hands together at your chest. Inhale, lift your hands up, lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the gaze. Exhale, pull the belly button in, folding deeper, relaxing the neck. Inhale, straighten through the left leg, bring the right fingertips down as you lift your left arm out and up. Exhaling, replacing the right fingertips with the left. Inhaling, straightening through the right leg, lifting your right arm out and up. Exhale, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, curling up into a ball, bending your knees. Inhale here, stretching out your toes a little bit. And then exhale to walk the hands back, coming down to a seated position and stretching the legs out long, coming to sit towards the front of your sit bones. So if you feel your back arching even slightly, prop yourself up on a pillow, a blanket, or a block, or anything of that nature. Go ahead and bend into the right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Sit up tall here. You might cross the right foot outside the left knee. Either way, inhaling to bring the left arm around the right knee and sit up tall, lengthening the spine like someone's pulling the crown of your head up with a string. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, sitting up tall and opening the right shoulder up and back. One more deep inhale here. Fully exhaling. Inhale, turning just the neck, bringing your gaze forward. Exhaling to untwist. Uncross the knee if it's crossed and straighten it out. Shake your legs a little bit. Maybe even do some karate chops on your thighs. Give them a little massage. And then inhale to bend into the left knee. Keeping the right foot straight, flexed through the right foot. Right toes pointed straight up. Maybe crossing the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Either way, inhale to bring your right arm around your left knee. Sit up tall. And exhale to bring your left hand behind you. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhaling, rolling the left shoulders up and back. Deep inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, untwisting the body, uncrossing the leg, and straightening the left leg out. Shaking out the legs, shaking out the knees. Next thing we're gonna do a different pose and add on bonus for you. Go ahead and bend through the knees, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, hinging at the hips, but keeping the back flat. So you might only go forward like an inch, but this actually is for stretching the inner hips or the groin. So it helps to balance these outer hip stretches that we're doing. Inhale to sit up tall, bring the knees together, and make your way down to your back. Hug the knees in, rock a little bit left and right, and then drop the soles of the feet down to the mat. Inhale, straighten through the right leg, bend through the right knee, and bring the outside of the right foot to the top of the left thigh. And then coming to your version of this reclined figure four, reclined pigeon pose. Couple breaths here. And your next exhale, if you had lifted the left foot, go ahead and release the sole of the left foot to the mat. Inhale to straighten through the right leg, and exhale to bring the sole of the right foot down. Inhale, extending the left foot, sole of the left foot towards the sky, and crossing the outside of the left ankle on top of the right knee. Staying here, or maybe threading your left hand through this little hole we've created to meet the right hand on top of your right shin or behind your right thigh. Allowing your shoulders and neck to relax here. Exhaling, release the sole of the right foot to the mat. Inhale, straightening through the left leg. And exhale to release the sole of the left foot down to the mat. Go ahead and extend your legs long. Allow your feet to open up. Keep them wide. Open your arms, open your palms to the sky. Make sure your shoulders are rolled under and down. I like to do that by pressing the back of my head down to lift my shoulders up so I can curl them under. If coming to lie down is not an option, you can stay seated as you likely were. Allow a couple breaths here to just release any tension you're holding on to. Your next inhale, go ahead and wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Bring your knees into your chest, rolling over to one side and bringing yourself up. However you need to, safely, slowly into a seated position. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe they're open, but go ahead and bring your hands together at your chest for just a moment to find gratitude, grace, and compassion for yourself. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale fully. And as you blink your eyes open and leave this moment of, love for your body that you've just taken just by taking care and stretching, I hope you're able to move with this awareness and this grace out of this video and out into the world, and to do all the things that you want to do and love to do. So it's practices like this and getting to know poses and stretches like this and how they stretch out different parts of my body that has helped me to live my life as fully as I want to. So I hope this inspires you to do the same. Maybe these were the exact poses you were looking for. And if they weren't, there are so many yoga poses and stretches out there to help all different parts of the body. If you're interested in a few more, I have a free downloadable guide for 10 yoga poses for balance and strength. You can find the link right below. But it was so wonderful to spend this time with you today, and I can't wait to see you next time. My name is Sydney once again, if you did not know, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.